and or at least the first two, 7th and 8th, so that we can try closing the book by tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So I'll start reading and then maybe people can join in once they connect. Yeah. So chapter 7, 12-week year review and planning. What do you do at the end of your 12-week year? Keep going. You have spent a considerable amount of time and effort to install the 12-week year. Don't waste your investment. Take some time to capture the lessons learned to set up your next 12-week plan. When you have finished a 12-week year, it's time to celebrate success, capture learning, and to launch again. The 12-week year execution cycle is a powerful process that enables you to align your actions with your intentions and actualize the best you possible. This chapter will take you through a robust review of the past 12 weeks, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is structured to provide valuable insights and promote learning that you can build off in the next 12 weeks. To become great, to attain breakthrough, takes execution, not a new idea. Great ideas are worthless unless they get executed. That's what the 12-week year is. It is a system that helps you to execute effectively. Michael Phelps wasn't great because he knew a secret training technique. Most top swimmers have access to great trainers. Instead, he was great when he ate the right food, swam the laps, and executed his training plan. All the Olympic medals he won were the evidence of his greatness at executing. The 12-week year isn't about a new idea for marketing or losing weight. The 12-week year is a system that shifts the way that you think and act and helps you to take action in the things you need to do to be great, to execute well. But it is more than just an execution system, it is also a learning system. Every 12 weeks is a design to capture your learning and to build that learning into your next 12-week year plan. To effectively capture learning from your past 12-week year, schedule a 2-hour block of time where you can focus without distractions. Before working through the sections below, gather your plan from the most recent 12-week year and your weekly plans and scorecards. Once you have collected what you need and have carved out sufficient time, complete the following 12-week year review and planning sections. 12-week year review and planning. To begin, we will have you complete a comprehensive review of the 12-week year we just finished. An extensive and honest look into your results will be helpful in determining what was effective as well as areas where you can improve. Results and execution. Measurement is the link with reality that tells you how you are doing, how your actions are impacting the world. Metrics provide you with important information you need to make intelligent and productive decisions. In this first section of the review, you will document your results and your execution. So 12-week goals, 1 to 10 days, I suppose. Goal 1, no real progress on goal or goal accomplished. Okay. Goal 2, no real progress to accomplished. Okay. I think we have to rate where we are in the scale of 1 to 10, whether we are tending towards accomplished of goal or no real progress. Then for all the 3 goals that we plan to do, execution, scores of week 1 to week 12, 12-week average will be the execution. For each goal, mark the percentage of achievement. As an example, if you accomplished 100% of your first goal, then you would check the box for 10. If you only accomplished about half of your goal, that you would check 5. Next, review your weekly scores. Do this by goal if you have that information. If you don't, use your overall weekly score. Looking at your results and your execution, what insights can you draw? What worked and what didn't? Did you average 80% or better on your weekly plan and scorecard? If not, what do you need to do differently to achieve this standard? So basically, it's a review of the scorecard and what has happened in the 12-week year plan. So at the end of the 12-week year period, that is 3 months or 12 weeks, if you can say. And now we are talking further about how does this reflect on the way we are doing things or the way it can be done. The concept of life balance is an illusion. We are led to believe that somehow we can spend equal time in all the various areas of life: family, work, spouse, health, friends, and community. That's just not possible. And even if it were, I doubt it would create the joy and fulfillment that it promises. Rather than seek life balance, we recommend that you strive for intentional imbalance. There will be times in life, seasons if you will, when you decide to spend more time in one area over the another. There is nothing wrong with that. The key is that it is intentional and by design. In this section, you will create a snapshot of 6 key life areas. As you complete this section, base your rating on your level of satisfaction in each area. Then identify the direction of movement with an arrow that points either left if satisfaction is decreasing, or an arrow that points right if your satisfaction is on the rise. So quality of life, basically on a scale of 1 to 10, spiritually empty, no foundation, would be 0, at a level of 0, versus what is at 10, living in an alignment with beliefs. Spouse or key relationship, what would be at 0, relationship strained, unfulfilling, while what will be the best relationship is vibrant, loving. Family, lack of quality time, don't feel close. What's the best case scenario? Family life is full and meaningful. In business, not in control, lack direction, feel frustrated. What's the best case scenario? Business is thriving and fulfilling. On a personal front, no time for self, no growing, not growing, stagnant. What's the best case scenario? Taking life on with energy and enthusiasm. Physical, poor physical condition, poor health. What should be targeted? Excellent physical condition and excellent health. What areas are you pleased with? So basically, I feel that there are these unmeasurable parameters also being somewhere acknowledged in this chart. What areas do you want to improve this next 12 weeks? So far, I think things are clear.
Yes, yes, very clear.
Yeah. Success disciplines. This next grid represents the fundamental disciplines of success. There are 5 success disciplines: vision, planning, process control, scorekeeping, and time use. Learning to effectively leverage this discipline will lead to greater and greater success. Rate your level of engagement with these disciplines over the past 12 weeks. As you review your engagement with these disciplines, what insights emerge for you? Success discipline, vision. Lack connection with vision or clear connection between vision and daily activity. 12-week planning. How is it? Did you have or use a 12-week plan, or created and used a 12-week plan? Weekly routine. Did you plan, score, or WAM each week? Sorry, did not plan, score, or WAM each week? While what is the best case scenario? Used weekly plan, scorecard, and WAM. Performance time, no strategic breakout or buffer blocks. While what should be attempted? Effective use of time blocking system. Key measures, not tracking critical measures. What should be aimed at? Effectively managing lead and lag indicators. What disciplines will you commit to leveraging more effectively this next 12 weeks? Breakthroughs. With the 12-week year, every 12 week is a fresh start, a new opportunity to learn from the past and apply that learning in a powerful way to accomplish even greater things. In this last section, we will have you take a look at what it will take to create a breakthrough in the next 12 weeks. Describe your most significant accomplishment in the past 12 weeks. How would you how would your thinking need to change in order for you to double the results you achieved these past 12 weeks? What new actions will you need to take during these next 12 weeks for you to break through? When you have completed the 12-week year review and are ready to create your new 12-week year plan, schedule a few hours in your calendar to work through the process. Don't wait to get started. This is your second 12-week year coming up. Don't lose all the momentum that you have from your last 12 weeks. Build on it instead. So basically, at the end of the 12-week year, all these parameters are reviewed so that our approach to planning, how we have actually executed, and what is the carry forward that one can do from the learnings into the next 12-week year plan is what was covered in the chapter 7. Now, chapter 8, confront the truth optional section. So this, I think, is basically how you actually put on the scorecard and how you take up feedback from whatever things are happening. So anyone would like to take up reading this part?
Yeah, I can. If anyone wants to, then you go ahead. Otherwise, I can also do.
Yeah, Ranvi here.
Yeah, please.
Chapter 8.
Yeah, Pranavi, go on.
Confront the truth optional section. This season is optional, but then so is success. Each week of your 12-week year is an opportunity to either move forward or to lose ground. The choice is yours. If you want to achieve your 12-week goals, it is vital that you learn to confront the truth about your performance each week. If you're scoring your week and you are tracking at least one lead and lag measure for each of your 12 weeks goals, you have what you need to get better every week and dramatically increase your odds of being successful with your 12-week year. When you take ownership of your goal, that ownership is manifested in your actions. The first actions that indicate that you own your plan are consistently scoring your week, working from a written weekly plan, and 3, attending a weekly accountability meeting, either in a WAM with your peers, with a coach, or with an accountability partner. The next level of ownership is evidenced by how effectively you confront the truth. Especially, you need to face the truth about your execution. Each week, you have a choice to do the work to get better or to avoid discomfort and the work. It is that simple and it is that hard. Becoming great is not an intellectual process, it is not a complex process. In reality, it's an amazingly simple process. The path to become great is simply doing the work, and that is usually uncomfortable. This is the reason why most people don't try to get better, and often why they stop using the 12-week year. Their confidence is more important to them than their success. Their comfort is more important to them than their success. Don't let this describe you. Don't settle for less than you are capable of. If you're serious about your 12-week goal and accomplishing what you're capable of, learn to confront the truth each week and to take the actions that are necessary to reach your goal. In the pages that follow are what you might call your weekly Confront the Truth worksheets. They combine your weekly score and the progress you are making towards your goals and prompt you to take action to keep going or to get back on track. They will help you and your accountability partners to assess what you need to do, given where you are in your 12-week year. They will take about 10 to 20 minutes to work through. But if you use them, they will identify what actions are needed to execute well in the upcoming week. If you find that you can't dedicate this amount of time each week, then consider using the tool to conduct a monthly progress review every 4 weeks. To help you engage with the weekly Confront the Truth process, it will be helpful to see an example first. Confronting the truth example, the 12 weeks execution data. Background. This example assumes that it is Monday morning on week 7 and you're reviewing week 6 execution results. Your 12-week goal is to produce $12,000 in revenue. Your lead measure that you're tracking for this goal weekly meetings. Your weekly target for your lead measure 10 meetings per week, that is 120 meetings for the entire 12-week year. The lag measure that you are tracking for this goal, revenue. The weekly target for your lag measure is $1,000, 12,000 for the 12-week year. See the sample worksheet below. Same confront the truth worksheet weekly execution score. Last week's execution score is 75%. Average execution score to the date is 55%. Weekly lead and lag measures. Lead measures. Actual, last week 8 meetings, weekly target is 10 meetings. Actually, week 6 cumulative actual is 42 meetings. Week 6 cumulative target is 60 meetings, lag measures. Actual production to date is $4,000. Production target to the date is $6,000. Week to week scoring and lead or lag trends. Scores started low but are getting better. I'm using strategic blocks better than I was. Risks, issues, gaps to address. Meetings are consistently low. We'll have to pick up activity. Need to ask for more referrals. Do this at very close. Performance breakdowns. Not executing referral tactic consistently, so no warm leads to call. I'm not following talk. I have to practice the talk more and ask. Action commitments for this work. Ask for referrals in every meeting. Practice talk Tuesday 2 to 4 and Thursday 8 to 10 this week. Get feedback on my referral talk from the coach. Confronting the truth. Now, it's time for you to confront your own truth. When you prepare for this exercise, you will need to gather the same information as shown in the example in the preceding section. You will need your completed weekly plans for the 12-week years to date, your lead and lag measures for each week, and you will need to know your weekly target, the number you need to achieve each week to hit your 12-week goal. For each lead and lag measure you're tracking, for a PDF of the content, the truth worksheets, visit www.12weekyear.com field guide. Confront the truth worksheet, week 1, weekly executive score. If more than one goal, complete this section for each goal. That is last week's execution score, average execution score to the date. Weekly lead and lag measures by goal. If more than a lead or lag measure, complete for each measure. Lead measure, actual, last week, week 6 cumulative actual. Target, weekly 6 cumulative target, lag measures, actual and target. Last week, week 6 cumulative actual, weekly target, weekly 6 cumulative target. Week to week scoring and lag or lead trends. Again, what are the risks, issues, gaps to the address? Performance breakdown. Be sure to ID any tactics you are avoiding. Actions, commitments for this week. Confront the truth worksheet, week 2. Weekly executive score. If more than one goal, complete this section for each goal. Last week's execution and average execution score to date. Weekly lead and lag measure by goal. If more than one lead or lag measure, complete for each measure. Lead measure, again the same. Last week, week 6 cumulative actual. Weekly target, weekly 6 cumulative target. Week to week scoring and lead or lag trends. Risks, issues, gaps to address. Performance breakdown. Be sure to ID any tactics. Action commitments for the week. Confront the truth worksheet, week 3. Weekly execution score.
I think it just repeats the same thing again. And week 4, so I think it just repeats the same thing and they've just given it as a
So
format.
basically, what I can see is this book is actually like if we print it out or if we get a hard copy of it, we can actually start filling it there and then type format.
Yes, so I would recommend buying this book instead of the first book because this has all the
Yeah,
formats.
so-
And
yeah,
this can be handy in the sense that you can refer, you can make notes, you can actually, use this, copy this kind of thing, or you can print it out.
can you share a link of this if you can find, or we'll have to look for it?
What you're saying?
The book link maybe on Amazon or somewhere. We'll have to
Yeah, I will
check.
check. I will check that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
Mansi, you
question.
would like to continue?
Yeah, depends if we want to. Mani Selvi, are we reading further? Like, is this
Yeah,
the
we
last
will read
chapter
it.
or
Yeah,
second
this
last?
is the last chapter, so we'll try to conclude it and then we'll
Yeah,
take it.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can read. Yeah, no
So you
problem.
can
Yeah.
read whatever you feel relevant because this is just the closing pages. So if there is something which you don't find relevant, like there were repetitions earlier, right? So there might be some
Yeah.
sections, so you can just maybe move ahead. Yeah, please
Yeah.
go.
I will see what I feel like, and if
Yeah,
if
yeah,
at all, if anyone wants to suggest, let's me to stop somewhere, you let me know that, and I'll
yeah.
I'll proceed further
Okay,
accordingly. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Chapter 9, the 12-week year game plan. This section includes a 12-week planning template and 13 weekly plans. If you would like additional copies, please visit us at the link and download the free PDF files available there. At the beginning of your 12-week year, use the planning template to record your goals and the tactics needed to reach them. Be sure to include the weeks that each tactic comes due. So I just want to ask one thing. So now, if we are getting started with the planning, we just have to download these and then directly start writing in there, right? We
Yeah,
can
you
start
can
from
do
there, right?
that, or
There's
you can
nothing
just
we have to do
refer to
before
this
that, right?
format. You can use that
Okay.
in the link as I told you, no? You have to go to the link on the Achieve portal and there you have to give in your name and your email
Yeah.
ID. So they will mail
Also,
it to you.
one more doubt I had, like when we were reading before,
Hmm.
is there a template or something given for the lead and lag measure also? Like maybe I missed it or overlooked it, or I don't know.
No, there is
Uh,
no
uh,
specific template of how you create it, but there are certain examples where you can go back and see how they have actually decided on the lead and the lag.
yeah, so I remember that plus, plus, minus, minus,
See,
and that
lead is
format.
basically, yeah, that is where your plan is not going as per as the lead and lag indicator. So where there is a mismatch, that's where you can refer. But what I'm trying to say, for example, what is lead? Lead will be for a revenue of to $12,000. What will the lead will be? The number of meetings, the number of calls, right? Number of proposals rolled out. So these will be the leads, which will say what actions you are taking. What will be a lag indicator is the revenue. So if you track the revenue, that will be showing a lag. I have to achieve $12,000. What is the revenue so far I have built, right? So that is a lag indicator. Lag indicator will actually show you how much you have achieved your goal, while lead indicator will show you how much you are able to execute your plan, implement your plan in actual. So there can be a mismatch also. You can work on the lead indicators, but it might not give you results. So that's where the plus minus table comes into picture. Why there is a inconsistent there. So that's where you have to use that reference point to make changes to your plan, or you make changes to your, execution, whether you are executing well or not. That's what you have to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mansi.
yeah, got it, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning of each week, use a weekly plan to capture tactics due from your 12-week plan. If you have any past due tactics that are still relevant, include them in your weekly plan as well. Tactics that came due in earlier weeks or that are not yet due are not included in your weekly plan. Once your weekly plan is prepared, carry it with you and execute from it each day. So now these are the templates. So this 12-week goals, then 12-week plans, and again it's repeating. So it has key action or tactics and week due. So yeah, so goal 6. They have given 6 scores, and then there is a scorecard. This is also interesting. It says week 1 to week 13. So it's like an entire scorecard in one page, I guess. It's 12 weeks and then 10%, 20, whatever target goals maybe, depending
So
on
if
that,
you
I guess.
plot on this, no, say you had 70%, then it went 80%, then 50%. So you'll see a graph.
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly. I was
progress
also
graph
thinking
is
the same
what you
thing.
will see as a
But
scorecard.
this will be for every goal, right? Like if there are given 6 goals, and every goal will have this separately, right?
You can do for separately or you can merge it to see
Or
overall
you can
progress.
have different colors
Yeah,
for different goals in the
right.
same chart. That is
But
also,
going
yeah,
goal wise only makes sense.
yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So this is weekly plan and scorecard, week 1. So this is 12-week goal, key action or tactics, list of your key actions and the day you wish to complete them. WHO and D. What is who and day? I don't understand this who thing. Day, I'm still okay. Like you might write a date or something. But what is WHO who? Is it mentioned somewhere?
I think who has to do it? Maybe
It's
is it
with the team.
Is
If you
it like
have a
you do
team,
it
so who's
yourself or you
doing it?
delegate it or
yeah,
something like that?
delegate it and you monitor it. So who has to
Okay.
actually do it?
Cool, cool. Yeah, got it. So then this is time block, block for the week, day or time, strategic block, buffer blocks. An inspiration or desire means little without a plan to get there. That's a quote that's given. Wow. And then there is a format of this weekly scorecard. Wow. This is very interesting, right? Like the way they have given it so systematically.
And I think it
Again,
will
the
still
same
repeat
repeats. Yeah.
till the
Repeat for
13th week.
every week. Yeah. That's so nice, na? How easy they have made it for us to just apply.
As I said, it's not only a system, but the way of learning, whether you are actually reflecting back and
Yeah.
looking at what you have done, taking the right feedback and moving on. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the conclusion. Okay, I'll read. Anyone wants to read? Otherwise, I can also read happily. But if someone wants to read, because I think this must be the last part to read. Okay, I'll go on. Conclusion. That's it. If you got it this far, you're officially ready to execute with the 12-week year. Congratulations and welcome to the growing community of 12-week year practitioners. Now, the good stuff happens. You have a vision and 12-week goals. You have a 12-week action plan to reach those goals. You have the weekly plan templates to keep you on track each and every week of the 12-week year. All that's left is for you to immerse yourself in the energy and focus of the system. Don't start a week without a plan. Don't end a week without scoring. Have the courage to confront your performance breakdowns and learn from them. Thomas Edison said that if we only did what we are capable of doing, we would astound ourselves. Wow, this is so profound. Thomas Edison said that if only we did what we are capable of doing, we would astound ourselves. You are capable of great things. You have everything you need to be great right now. Stop waiting to be great and start acting. Create your first weekly plan and start executing it. It is a very short time. You will be amazed at the changes in your thinking, actions, and results. Have an astounding 12 weeks. Wow, I love the conclusion also, how the way he's written. This is about the authors. I think there are more authors, no? More than one. We don't want to read this, right? We can just go through it if we want to, whoever.
Yeah. Whoever wants to can go through. So their website
Wow.
is there. If you visit the website, actually, they have a plan also. You can pay and you can take their assistance for implementation of this plan also. So when you actually access the website, they will ask whether you, along with the email ID and the names, they will also ask you whether you want to go in and enroll for that plan. So if you have to pay some amount there and then you can enroll as well. So they become like a accountability partner, or basically the entire end to end, they will guide you on the process
Wow. We should
of
go check.
execution. Yeah. So
This is like
whoever
a
wants
12
to,
week year like support, is they're saying?
yeah, they are basically having it as a, the way they are coaching people on that. right?
Okay,
And
okay.
once they become independent, I think they even coach people to become trainers also. So they might have different things like levels of training also that they provide.
Oh,
So basically,
okay.
it's first the coaching on the 12-week plan itself, how you can actually use it and all that, support on that. Then take it further, how can you, enhance it to whatever your requirement. And third would be like, you teach others also and train others also. So I think
Mm-hmm.
all those things are available. But I would recommend if you are buying a book just to, have it handy and refer, this would be better than the earlier book that I had shared because that didn't have so many formats and this is the updated thing. I will just try check on Amazon where, one can buy this and post the link
What we
again.
can do now, Maniselvi, we can look for both the books and just
Mm.
share the direct buyable links of that. So maybe
Okay.
whoever wants to
Yeah.
buy whichever can consider if they want to.
Yeah, because if you see, this is more concise, that is more
Yeah, I
detailed.
agree.
So it depends, some people will want to go into details, then the first book is always better. But this is more to the point and on the mark kind of thing.
Yeah, this is more action step
Yeah.
oriented and that is more informative. So both are
So,
like very supportive to one another, but yeah. So I just want to ask one question, like before we like close maybe today or whatever, like open up for discussion, so we can also discuss this out. So I we planned on the execution, right? Like how like accountable time together and maybe executing on the concepts, like planning our own 12-week year. So now that we are done with it today, so do you have any plans about going, how to go about that further? Is one thing I just want to ask you, Maniselvi, like, and any suggestions from others are also welcome. And so yeah, and we can overall, or like you take the lead, like we can open for discussion, or if you want to share something as you wish, yeah, please.
yeah, so basically what I would suggest is today I wanted to discuss on certain specific points which are my learnings from whatever planning journey that I have gone through so far. And also more in alignment with the book that we are reading now, right? What I'm trying to understand from this book and trying to implement. So I will want to discuss certain points on that today. But before that, I just want to know how many of you all are really interested in the group, because we want purely people who are interested, so that, and also who have read the book, because it should not happen, that we lose the momentum there. Right. So I see Sunita is ready. Samina had actually told that she will be willing to join. Mansi had also said a preference. Right. Deepa, you want to join? Okay. Who else?
And what I can just add to this, like if at all you are not you have not read the book, but I would suggest that the book is very small, so you can simultaneously read and work on that also. But is that okay, Maniselvi? Like
Yeah,
just asking.
that is always okay.
No,
So
this is
you
a
are
very
welcome. It is
serious.
not that, but what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is it is better if you start off by reading it first. You can always join the group, no problem. Can be with us.
Yeah.
But if you have the understanding, then it's better. That's
Yeah. So you don't have to keep asking, and you are not like off track with what others are doing. And yeah, that I agree. And I think we will not drop like I don't know, we won't be maybe inviting all for this, but we really
yes.
want to seriously work on it at least for the first time, because this will be our first attempt at it. So then later on, let's see, like, but not
Yeah, so
now.
the reason is why we want it as a closed group right now, because we want to ourselves prove for ourselves how much we can implement, right? And having a focus group there helps because it motivates us when we succeed, right? So that's the reason we have it as a small group right now. But as we go, we can always have people who who really want to learn from our learnings from this 12-week plan, that whatever we have implemented. Yeah.
And one thing which I have observed, like having like initiated a few groups in the past and leading a few like admin and all that. So I've understood that when people do join out of maybe curiosity or excitement, but then later on, if the momentum of more than few people in the group is not in the direction of the goal or intention of the group, then it affects the other people's energy too. Is my experience. So then it directly the whole group ka energy, because what happens is we have this tendency, right, as human beings, all have this कि अरे नहीं, we have to go with the herd. So if एक जन नहीं करे तो हमें भी लगता है कि यार ठीक है ना, चलता है, nobody is doing it. So then we don't want this to happen for this particular book, at least because it's very focused, is uh, is my perspective on this. So yeah, so we really want you to be think twice, and do join in, most welcome, but be very serious once you do. Yeah, Sunita.
So my request is that when we plan the meetings, the raw or whatever they were mentioning, the weekly VAMs. So we take into account that day we don't keep a reading, because we'll be continuing with the reading of the books also, right? So because
No,
all
we
that
can,
has to be
will be,
planned in
no,
our session.
no,
So we
yeah,
keep in mind this as well.
no. The thing is, we will be keeping this as a complete separate entity. Like we won't be merging it with the reading that will be going on
No,
maybe
yeah, we
simultaneously.
won't be, but we are making a weekly plan for our deliverables, right? So when we are planning our week, so we have to account for this also, that if we are taking 1 hour, then the VAM that we are doing for the progress, so for the progress of the week, that you know that was what I was thinking, that because
Yeah, it makes
it
sense.
will
Like
involve
if
time.
most of us, yeah, I agree. In fact, what I was thinking, na, Maniselvi, just a popping thought. What I was thinking now, it's today is Monday, right? We are done with the book. So what if we dedicate the next 4 days, at least this week, and see how much we progress the same time, but we'll only work on the execution of this book, like planning a month, maybe reading, rereading, going through, or just, I don't know, like just a rough thought. Like if that is okay with all, we can dedicate this time for the execution part, or deep diving into working on it on with, and like working on it with our personal goals and plans. So is, and we can just play music and be there, like just as an accountability, if that is okay, instead of starting or jumping with a new book immediately,
Yeah,
if
that
that
works for
is
me.
okay.
And maybe we can think of doing this VAM on a Sunday weekend, or so that we are not because the book suggests that do it on a Monday before starting the beginning of the week, right? So from
Yeah,
that perspective, I want to see
Saturday
what.
or Sunday is also okay. Like even a Saturday is okay, but yeah, even I agree, because Monday then we can start with the discussion is all in place. We can actually start like a day like on a great note, like the week on a great note on Monday. I agree to that, provided everyone is okay with it. We can go ahead with that. Maniselvi, you also, because it's important that you tell us your preferences too, and your plans about how to go about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I feel I want to understand what level are we in? Have we crossed the vision level? Have we gone into the goals level? How many of us have already a plan in place, at least in the mind, if not into the paper?
I have some, like I have a roughly clarity. I have a rough clarity about it. What would I want to do
Hmm.
in the 20? Because I've given it a thought.
Hmm.
Yes, and it is not on paper yet. So I want to
Okay.
put it all on paper. And in fact, I am a little not little confused on how to do it with this book. So I'll have to go back, check the templates, like read a little bit here and there, and then maybe I'll be in a better position to put it on paper.
Hmm.
But generally, like I normally have this, not a habit as such, but I've done it before, that planning a week on a chart or something like that. So that way I can get started, to start with, having a model week as they have suggested, and this lead, lag, and scoring part and all that I'll have to just check a little bit, so that I am more in aligned with the book. Otherwise, I am little bit like clear about it, for the at least for the next 12 weeks. I am clear.
So I am clear about my goals. I have 3 goals, but I am very hesitant to take all of them together. So because that breaking down, when I was actually thinking and of how I'm going to break down the time, and also it was coming out to be something of a Herculean task for me, and it was giving me jitters, so I did not do that. I was, I'm pretty clear and certain about taking one goal up for the first 20 weeks. And then maybe if I'm able to get that, or when I'm able to get the results, then I'm going to take the next few things on my own. But they are there. I'm working on them simultaneously, but I don't want to give that free. I don't think I'll be able to give that 3 hour block or strategic block in the current situation that I am in, 2, 3 or 4 goals. So I'm going to work on one goal at the first trip, and then maybe break it down in the weekly matrix.
Okay, so fine. So I got inputs from Sunita, I got from Mansi. What about others? Pranavi also said she has a plan in. What about others? Deepa and Samina?
Yeah, Deepa here.
Yeah.
I'm also having some goals,
Okay.
and for the next coming weeks, I
Okay.
have a plan, and I feel I'm working through it every day, and things are moving on the way I wanted. Maybe a little bit of delays, but things are shaping up, and the group thing which we'll be doing, it will help me further. So that's a good idea. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, fine. What about you, Samina? Okay, maybe she needs some more time. Yeah. So Manish, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I have 3 goals, and I'm documenting, writing the plan for that, and maybe like I'm planning to do it by to end of today, and I'll be working on all the 3 goals in parallel. Yeah.
Okay. So basically how we want to schedule this, or how I plan to do this, is basically we'll have a weekly discussion. It will depend on how many people are wanting having questions. So it will range somewhere between half an hour to 1 hour, the discussion. Okay, and where we can actually discuss the practical difficulties that we are facing in, 1, making a plan, 2, implementing it, 3, in case there is a feedback, how do we actually get the scorecard and get the feedback from the system that we are working with. So these are the broad parameters where will be working. Okay, now these, I don't think these will be recorded sessions. This will be simple Zoom discussions that we'll be having. It is better you have a written plan before you actually attempt to discuss your issue if possible. But if you say that in the next 2 days, you can get a hard copy or in a written plan, I think that is better, so that then we have a more productive discussion.
What I would suggest, na Manish Selvi, even I was thinking on these lines. So what I would suggest, let's keep the discussion or the Q&A or whatever, like if we have any queries, getting it cleared from each other, so that a separate thing and a working thing as a separate thing. Like for example, like I think like just a thought that it should not happen that we are meeting up like for maybe execute, if we are planning to do that, if we are planning to meet up at a certain time and just count it as an silent focused hour for working on this particular thing, by just maybe playing music in the background or something like that. It should not happen that 1 or 2 people are having doubts and they are asking that doubts in the middle of it, so that others are getting disturbed in the process. So either we do it separately as a Q&A itself, like where we don't disturb anyone and we just ask questions for that particular half an hour or 1 hour or whatever, or we do that working by ourselves in our own convenience, if everyone is able to do that, nothing like it, and then we just meet up for the Q&A once, or something like that. I'm just an idea. So you guys decide if that resonates with you, then we
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
decide.
because if I see most of you all already have goals very clearly, and there you have to just put it in the plan maybe, or you have already implementing, you have just to track it, plot it on a paper. So if that is the case, most of you are falling into, then I don't think we need to actually set time separately. You can do it on your own. I would want you to attempt it initially on your own for 2 days. Maybe we'll take a gap here, and then we can, meet up on, say Thursday. We can have a call to just bounce off what are the initial issues to come. Next week onwards, once we start the new book, then we can see how to place these sessions, right? Maybe on a weekend or how we can place it. Mostly it will be in a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. We can decide as a, we can vote and we can decide as to what time is preferable for most of us. But for creating group, we can take the names right now, whoever has said, and I think Rajesh also had initially said that he would want to join. So we will include them into the group. And so is there anything that anybody wants to share that, no, this doesn't work for me?
Yeah, Suman was also interested. I think she's not there today,
Yeah,
but
Suman
she
also,
was very
yes.
keen. I don't know if anyone else was there, if anyone can remember who was really keen. We can first check with them if they are really very keen on joining and implementing, and only then, if they are very much committed, we can add them. Like,
Yeah. So, right. So basically, yeah, so we can create this group. So do you think we can take 2 days time to actually plot the plan, or you want us, tomorrow to again meet up to have time to put it into paper? Right, half an hour to put it on the paper and half an hour for discussion. Do you want that, Liz? We can do that then.
what I would suggest, the Maniselvi, there are many write-ups that we have to do, like work as such. So first we have to make the list of goals, then you have to put it in like every week, break it down. Many things are there like to work on. So I'm just asking, like, are we going to have some how would I say? Like, are we going to divide it in certain parts and then come meet up after that? Ki chalo abhi ye week ya ye in 2 days we cover at least this much and we come together. Are we going to do that, or we are just going to go by our own pace, or we are just going to do the whole
No.
planning at once and then come and meet? Like, how is it?
See, the thing is, we can divide this into 4-5 aspects. Now, first we have to decide on the vision. Have everybody worked on the vision? Because many of us start with goals, not the vision. So we have to connect it somewhere. Okay, some would have already jumped into the goals. Fine, that is also fine. Because there is a working system that is working, that is also fine. But then this vision part has to be done by self. And the goal. Now, when the goal has already been decided and not put on paper, you have to put on paper. I would suggest, if you all want, we can schedule like one session vision goal specifically. You all can, we can have time, say tomorrow, and we can just, as Mansi suggested, play the music in background for half an hour and do it. And then in the next half an hour, we can see what are the challenges that one is facing, or whether we are, in line with, whatever the book suggests that we have to do. That way we can split over the next 4 days that we have in hand. We can split it. First day vision goals, then the next day so and so, and we can split and do it. Or you all take the time, 2 days time, do it at home, and then come back on Thursday and we have a session just to clarify whatever basic doubts we have, and then start, implementation.
I think
Yeah, what others
uh,
feel, I'm okay with anything. Yeah. Yeah, Sunita? Sorry,
I
you are not
think
audible.
now, can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's better. Now it's better.
So I think for consistency's sake, maybe we can do it. We meet, we do that with the music, and if we have any issues, we talk about it in the half hour. Because for me, I've seen that if I have this idea, so today also I was busy with working on something, I forgot. I saw the clock and it was 2:09. So when you get engrossed, so if you have a meeting, the assigned time, so that is the time that you have to sit and do work on it. From that perspective, I was thinking that we could meet, sit together. If we run into any problems, have a discussion for that 1 hour, and then again.
Okay, so we can do this, and so that this 1 hour is dedicated for that, we can do that. Now, once we complete, maybe 2 or 3 sessions we can have further, and this week we complete this. The thing is then the how the weekly meeting will be working is basically for queries and sharing whatever status if you want to share. It is not mandatory that you share the scorecards per se. You can do a self review basically. At that whatever half an hour, you can just give yourself points, plot your scorecard, and you can see your progress. So that will again be a dedicated reflection. You can share it in the group, or if you don't want, you can keep it personal. But that will be a reflection, basically. Yes. So that is how I have, as of now, thought of this as a process. Yeah, so we'll then accordingly do it. If anybody has any other queries, please let me know. Or I can just share some things as I told you I wanted to share today.
I think you go ahead, Maniselvi. I think
Yeah.
you share whatever you want to share, I think.
Okay. So, do you all want me to, maybe that I can show tomorrow? Okay. What I wanted to share today, I will just. See, if you remember the first, if you remember the Word document that I had created for the 12-week-year plan and put a sample plan that I have, right? Do you all want me to show that again?
I would love if you can, because now it will give a better idea personally for me.
Okay. And okay, so what I will do is first I will finish what I wanted to share today, and then I will just quickly wrap up with that thing because that will be faster. I guess many of you all would have already seen it. Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to do here is uh, there were certain myths and there were certain kind of misunderstandings that I seem to be carrying when I was actually trying to implement things and planning and doing it in my own way. So there are certain learnings and there are also certain takeaways from this book that together I have captured as a message that I carry forward from this book towards my plan. Okay, so I'm just sharing that snapshot. It might not be very refined, but whatever I could quickly place together, I have just tried to put it together. Yeah. So just be patient in the sense if you don't understand, once I finish, you can, ask me questions. So if you see, this book has actually been, made me try to evaluate the way we are looking at goal setting or planning altogether, right? So first thing is, what we should be actually trying to do here is designing a better life, I would say. Not only goals or not only growth per se, but it should be a growth which is sustainable as well. So what I'm trying to say is, let's take this opportunity to relook at the way we are living our life right now and also see whether the goal setting that we are already following, whether that is a sustainable goal setting or whether there is a scope of improvement in that, in line with what we have read in this book. Okay, so start before you are ready is what I would suggest. Don't wait for the perfect moment, perfect alignment with all three goals ready and all that. Whatever it is, start with at least one goal in hand and see how you can actually make benefit of this system. The system only when you apply, you will be able to understand how it works actually better than the annual system that we are using. So a 12-week year is basically more focused on action. Implementation is the focus. Then it talks about alignment with the vision that you have and the awareness. What is awareness here? How you are doing things, how you want things to happen, and whether that is efficient or not, whether you are able to take a feedback from the entire system that is working, right? So feedback would be giving a scorecard, reviewing where you are at the, at the end or in between. So this review, this reflection will give you more clarity and awareness about where you stand in life process, right? So I want you to broaden the way you are looking at this activity, and that's the reason we are giving so much time and energy for you to actually work on a 12-week year plan. Yeah. So as I said, getting to perfection, it's not, let's not focus on perfection. Let's just start, even if it is imperfect. right? In the 12-week year, what actually is done is we are trying to compress the time we are actually visualizing for us to complete the plan or the goal. Then there is clarity. If we are trying to see the vision, the alignment with the goals, how the goals actually boil down into tactics and how the tactics are tracked in lead and lag. So we are trying to drill it down to and trying to build a focus on what actually really matters. So the clarity is sharpened here. Clarity is what we are seeking, right? The illusion of waiting to be ready is stripped away. So by these two things, we are not waiting anymore. You don't need to be perfect to start. You need to start to become powerful. So first and foremost thing, which I would say one has to address is the environment. Align your inner and outer world for flow. Execution is not just a willpower game, but it's an energy game. You have to understand when your energies are going on a low, when it is high, how you capitalize on the high, how you manage the lows, and how you overall enhance your energies. So if you see the book 5 a.m. Club we read, so that was more like bringing the energy high at the start of the day itself. So if you actually plan something like that in your entire day, then it will be more energy enhancing, right? And energy is deeply influenced by the spaces you occupy and the voices you let in, both inside and outside. So basically, the physical world that we have, plus the internal world we have to face, we have to be, clutter free both ways. Clear your desk, declutter your desktop, mute distractions. Nourish your mental space, eliminate doom scrolling, toxic input, and even excessive comparison. See, the thing is, what happens when I look into the phone? I automatically start comparing when I see somebody's DP, when I see somebody's Instagram post, when I see how the smile is brighter, how is the dress more, looking better on the other person, or how that other person is having fun. That comparison automatically trickles down. So our mindset has to reset again and again. So I have to bring my focus again, recalibrate again to what I'm actually doing. So if we actually try and avoid this distraction as much as possible, this recalibration, this up and down, this wavering of attention is avoided. Okay. Design, so comparison, why? Because this immediately we start comparing, immediately we start setting too much high standards on what we should achieve, which is again delusional. Actually, we know we can achieve so much only. So let's first focus on enhancing step by step and not jump to somebody else who has already invested 10 years of his life in that area. So we can't do that kind of a comparison. So yeah. Action. Design your environment to pull you into focus, not push you into fatigue. So if you have a tendency that a chair reminds you to actually lay back and sleep off while reading something, when you really have to sit up and do work, avoid sitting on that chair. As simple as that. So try to make your environment as well as your mind your internal environment also, to make things or make way for energy not to be distracted, energy to be retained and sustainable as. Now, when I come to 12-week year, a 12-week year sprint has no room for energy leaks, because you are seeing it has to go consistently for 12 weeks. So for that consistency, you will have to have proper nourishment as well as you will have to have proper sleep as well. So this is, at an energy level, you have to be consistent. So you'll have to take good care of your health as well. Your surrounding should serve your sprints. So your workspace se leke, the places that you normally sit and work, all has to be more encouraging, rather than distracting. Now, second most important point is self-talk. This is why I find this very crucial. Is in my experience also, this is very important. Plus, people who actually I have, they have come to me for anything goals or anything other than that also. While resolving those things, I feel self-talk is very, very important to manage, because self-talk you cannot do without self-talk. You have to understand that. Then what is your inner voice constantly saying is how it is gradually shaping our perspective towards things. If it is positive, then it is encouraging, or rather it is driving it to you in a positive way. But if it is negative, then it is like punishing. And punishing is not helping us because it's not taking it as a feedback, but it's making it more of a shame and guilt ka khel. So we don't want to get into that because it doesn't help. Any guilt, if you don't realize it as a feedback, then that guilt is actually taking away your energy, and it is not restoring your mental balance immediately. So you're again, you see a dip into your energy, then there is a recalibration. You have to pull yourself up. So it distracts and it wastes a lot of energy there. So your inner talk is what I want you to monitor and be very careful. If it is self-criticism, see whether that there is a reality in that, or it is just it's like somebody's voice, telling you that you are not enough, that it's not going to happen. So why even try? That is not going to help any witness, right? So that inner voice narrates every moment of your life, and most people never question its script because we are used to. It's already part of us. It's in our mind and it's constant with us. So as we breathe in and out, it is also going on in our mind. So we can't see us as apart from it. But then we'll have to align it to what we are, right? And what we want. Is it encouraging or exhausting? Is it guiding or gaslighting? Is it rooted in values or in old conditioning is what we have to say. See, the Maniselvi I was earlier, I'm not today, and I cannot be. And if I have to be the Maniselvi of future, then I cannot be the same. I'll have to make change, right? And that has to somewhere also reflect in my self-talk. In a 12-week execution cycle, the quality of your internal conversation will determine your external consistency. So why these 2 points are highlighted here is consistency. If you have to maintain, then this recalibration from comparison, this recalibration from negative self-talk and guilt and shame will take away your energy. We want to avoid that, right? Reframe. I'm not ready. I'm becoming ready through doing. By doing, I'm learning how to do it better. It's not perfect, but it's progress, right? I can't have a consistent 85% score every week. That's fine. But at least I will attempt to it at the most possible. Perfection is a path, not a perspective. Prerequisites are. The most dangerous delay pattern in execution is waiting for perfect clarity, energy, timing, or skill, right? So we see, okay, it should be perfect time. Sunday I should start, and the 12th week I should correctly finish. You start from wherever you are today. If you want, you can do that. So don't need to wait for such small things which are not so important. So don't look at perfection. Why I'm saying perfection? Because what happens is most of us, I see, we want to be 100% perfect, 100% confirmed. But I'm saying attempt. You will yourself know that this is not going to work, this is going to work. And anyway, you will start, once you start doing it, you will start perfecting your own way of doing it. The most dangerous delay pattern in execution is waiting for perfect clarity, energy, timing, or skill. But in reality, you learn by doing, you grow by moving, you get feedback by facing the field, not the whiteboard. So for 12-week year, we have to understand one thing, execution is the king. Without execution, we can keep reading, but we will not be able to get the required outcomes. You measure lead indicators, not lofty intentions. So basically, I would say with the lead indicators that I have done this, right? Let's be satisfied with what we have done, right? Whether it gets into the outcome, we have to also look at a strategy part of it, practical reality part of it. Those are the things which we can analyze, right? But let's first focus on what is in our control, what we can do, right? Second most important thing is I will also want you to, see how your energy has changed, whether you feel more positive. Make a note and near your scorecard, how the emoji changes between where you started to where you are right now, whether it was not so great a week, whether it was a great week. So see at your energy level, at your level of satisfaction, you also can measure that in your own way and make a note of it at the scorecard level, right, in a weekly basis. Action is sacred even if messy. So let's not even feel bad about mess. Life is somewhere, it cannot be very neat and clean. NLP wisdom that I want to focus here is there is no failure, only feedback. Only when you take this point and incorporate in life, will you be able to overcome this self-criticism that you face, this negative self-talk, this not even able to look at a different possibility, right? Some people are not able to look beyond that possibility because as I had discussed when we were reading emotional agility, I had discussed on the prison of belief, right? Belief system is where we draw a box for ourselves. This is the box in which I can function. Beyond this, I cannot function. So this is a prison we have drawn for ourselves. We have to look at the pillars that hold this prison, right? We have to question these assumptions wherever needed. We can't, immediately boycott the entire prison. We have to actually see which assumption is not working for us, or which assumption might stand in us not getting our goal, right? Okay. So reflection time. Think to grow, don't just do to move. So this again brings us to one lacking point which I see in most of what I do, and most of the people that come to me or I have helped with, is reflection time is absolutely not factored anywhere, right? So many people do it through journaling. Many people try to do it, on a bits and pieces here and there. But I would suggest have a dedicated time. Reflection is very important because you are unique, your path is unique, your circumstances are unique. So you will have to find unique answers. And reflection is one way of knowing yourself, knowing the things that are going around, and knowing or creating your own way to come out of it. Many confuse activity with progress, but progress happens when you pause, look back, and realign. In the 12-week year, weekly reflection is where lessons emerge, patterns are noticed, wins are locked in, adjustments are made early. So here I would like you to have a 30-minute weekly blocks. That is a CEO time. No devices, just you, your week, and your wisdom. Ask what worked, what needs changes, what did I learn about myself. Right here I would say add one thing. See, in a day you keep on, if I monitor myself, I keep on thinking of 10 things, because one, I have to decide something, I have to do something, else comes up suddenly. So my attention is scattered into in different directions, right? And it is but natural we have to function in this manner for most of our days. So it is definitely we require a clear-cut time where we will only think. And when we think objectively. It is not like we are just thinking something in the air. No, we will have some points in mind that I have to resolve this, I have to think about this, I have to reflect on this. Right. So this thinking time is what I think many of us lack. We just keep on thinking the entire day. There is something at the back of the mind which is playing. I have not done this, I have not done this, I have not done this. But never we bring into a focused reflection time. Okay, I have not done this. Why? When? How can I do this? Is there a pattern that emerging? Am I really avoiding, or is it beyond my control? These things, where are we actually finding time to, or giving time to think of, right? Perspective doesn't come from speed, it comes from stillness. You will have to become a bit still and focus and reflect back. Momentum beats motivation. So see, basically, as you go into this process of 12 weeks, there will be a momentum that you have to be created. That momentum itself will take you forward into the plan. Don't leave that momentum. Catch it up, because it is beyond motivation, I would say. Motivation is fleeting, it fades with mood, time of the day, or a bad email. But momentum that you build when you have the plan stuck in front of your eyes and you are focusing there, momentum is earned consistency. Right? Once you get into consistency, you will actually earn this. Once built, it carries you. Start small, start badly if needed, but just start and keep going. Clarity comes after motion, not before. Motivation often arrives disguised as momentum. Now, some micro activity I would suggest, but it's up to you. Do 15 minutes a day, no matter what this. I'll give an example. What happened is a person was trying to build an exercise routine and like failing miserably and overall. So I had to work on the person's self-talk, what the person was valuing and other things. But then it was like totally 1 month, the person just vanished and, didn't come back. Then when the person came back, I had to give at least, okay, 15 minutes you do in this day. So that was the minimum chunk of the activity we took for the person to do.
Lights on
Yes.
यार lift में.
Manishi, can you mute yourself? Okay, so if you think that one thing you want to do definitely, but you can't do it at the say 1 hour, half an hour, whatever, chunk it down to the smallest step that you can take. But you have to do it no matter what. Even though if you don't have the mood that day, even if you have, it's a 15 minutes walk that you have to go and it's raining outside, get an umbrella and go. Right? So it is not negotiable. You take the simplest step, smallest step, and it becomes not negotiable. Celebrate showing up, not just finishing. So even if you have attempted, say you want to write every day 10 minutes, start writing. Some days it will be blank. It's just nothing. One word maybe you would have to put. But it's okay. That 10 minutes practice will gradually only increase to half an hour. Right? Log progress, tiny wins compound. So basically we'll have to just keep on motivating ourselves, pushing ourselves. Okay, at least I did this. At least I did this. So instead of the self-criticism, turn it upside down and see how you can nurture your own growth. Weekly power questions. What can I simplify in my space this week? Right? If you see, majority of our task, if you see, there is always scope that we can simplify it much further. So what one thing we can do? What did my self-talk say today and how can I respond? So this journaling taught me, because a lot of self-talk monitoring happens through journaling for me, and we keep on learning that how to respond better to situation as well as yourself. What action am I postponing in the name of perfection? So am I aiming for perfection? See, most of us being professionals and this, we all want to be the best. We want to do the best. Yes, good. But then you have to see where are you at the level of achieving your best. You first achieve your own best and then you move on from that. So understanding where you are standing right now and starting from there is first step. What did reflection reveal that doing alone did not? See, doing, you keep on maybe trying to open one door which was actually locked, and you don't reflect back, okay, this is not the door which is maybe leading it to it. I can try the near door, whether that is open. And I can. So reflection will actually dissociate you from the situation and try to find out whether there are other possible ways of doing the same thing, maybe more efficiently. Maybe you altogether say, no, this is not the way you have to do it, change the way totally, or just make minor changes, or you just say this goal is not for me, because I understand these are some things which are out of my control and I cannot do anything about it. So instead of it sitting at the back of my head that saying that I have not completed, I'm not good because I have not done this, let me clear the clutter there, right? Where is momentum building and how can I ride it? So this is very important for you to understand that, if you actually consistently do it for some time, body itself will motivate you to do it the next time. Body will rather crave, especially in exercise and all that. I've seen that, you are actually getting into that momentum. The body also helps you out. The mind also becomes clear and, it supports. So you have to actually note that and see where you can build upon that. So this is again a repeat of whatever. I want you to debate your perfection, ask questions to it. Why are you wanting to be so perfect? Wait for the time and suitable date and time. Commit to the process. The process, understand it and commit to it. You don't need to win the inner debate with perfection. Instead, flip the debate. Don't ask, is this good enough to start? Ask, will starting help me get better? Because ultimately, it's not about flawless start, but faithful progress. Not about knowing everything, but learning through action. Not about being right, but being ready to adapt. So is it that we have read the book, so we know everything and we can do it? No, only when we implement it, we will know how much we can actually implement and where we can still make improvements, where we need maybe some help, maybe we need to just, relook at what priorities we have right now. Yeah. So I want you to challenge the assumptions that you place before, letting go some goals. Debate the idea and possibilities. If you have certain tactics lined up, you debate on that whether, there are some more efficient ways of doing it rather than just accept it. Work on the process. Yes, process and system is very important, though we just focus on the outcome. We just focus on the output, but I would say process and the system that you lay for yourself, your environment, your self-talk is very, very important. So work on that. Take everything in between as feedback. So whatever happens, say you do 2 days, you fumble the third day, take it as feedback, because it will take some time maybe for you to come on track and actually give 80% of achievement instead of 100% which you are actually aiming, but at least 80%. To get there itself, you'll have to start somewhere. Maybe you'll be 50 initially, maybe you'll get to 80, or maybe you'll quickly go to 100 and then come back. So there will be fluctuation. So anything that happens, just take it as a feedback. Don't take it that I am going wrong somewhere. Yes, that can be an indicator that things need to change, but that is not that I'm not worthy enough or I'm not actually doing the right things. Maybe you need to do it a bit more differently. Let progress sculpt the outcome. So outcome is something which will eventually happen. Focus on the action, focus on the process, and focus on the system that you are functioning in. Right? So this is the main things that I wanted to discuss. If there are anything people want to add, please go ahead, add, and then maybe we will move on to the other. Okay. So Mansi, can I take 5 more minutes?
Yeah. If everyone is okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just wanting to show the initial sheet, right, which I had shown. So if you remember, when we finished the first book, 12-week year, I had actually presented the summary of my understanding. So 12-week year is basically to focus on what matters. A 12-week year doesn't eliminate your normal work. We have to keep in mind that it just focuses your most productive time on the critical few actions that move your big goals forward. So you have to continue doing all the other things that you're doing, but your main focus has to be built into the goals, the big things that actually will take you forward. Your plans and prioritize strategic activities first. So you have to plan strategy activities the topmost, and then accommodate operational or buffer tasks. But we tend to do the reverse. We do messaging, we'll do calls, but we'll not give time to strategic activity. Try to do the reverse way, and that is what is this book asking us to do. Break down your 16-hour day. So 16-hour day is the active day. If I say eliminate 8 hours of sleeping, 16-hour days I have taken. So you have 3 hours of strategic block is what recommended in the book. You can have plus or minus based on your level of activity that you want to achieve. This is sacred time of your 12-week year goal. Big thinking. Why I've written KPI is the key performance indicator for professionals on job. Say on a manager level, there are certain KPIs that person has to comply with. If not complied, he's not functioning at that level is what they derive. So their KPIs are very important. So I've just added it as an example. Way to handle the work, like how the day-to-day allocation of work is done, how can it be refined, how you can better manage things, what other ways can be found out, strategy for capability building, what other capabilities you can enhance so that your life is easier in the future as well. Relook at your priorities. So this is more of a thinking time, I would say, and also the strategic activities that you have to undertake for achieving your goals. Right, those also have to come into the strategic block. Other are is routine work, operational tasks, meetings, and personal responsibilities. So I had just prepared a rough day ka chart, right? So I have roughly put strategic blocks each day, and there are some professional hours that I have, and for the personal time as well. So I have to make some decisions, think future about my personal stuff as well as private professional. So that is what I've divided. 6 hours regular work, that is my other project or admin related regular work that I'm doing, not specific to my goal. So that is already there, 6 hours. 2 hours of buffer, that is unexpected issues or my routine things which doesn't need too much of my focused attention. 1 hour fitness time, it was basically of one of my goals. 6 hours personal time with my family, meals, transit time, so on, and 8 hours of sleep. So now I had just, put a vision, become a successful sales leader, maintain excellent personal health, establish a strong professional brand on LinkedIn. So these were my vision statements, which came into goals with lag indicators that I've said: achieve $1 lakh of sales, total sales revenue in my 12 weeks, lose 3 kgs, weight reduction by 3 kg is my goal, right? Consistently post engaging LinkedIn content twice weekly. I think lose 3 kgs instead, I should weigh is what the book will recommend. So this will have to change accordingly. So I should say, today I'm at 68 kgs. I have to weigh 65 kgs, right? So that's instead of saying lose. Consistently post engaging LinkedIn content twice weekly. So number of LinkedIn posts published will give me the lag indicator, whether I'm leading or whether I'm lagging behind. Weekly tactics, space for strategic actions per goal. So this is what I have actually built in certain tactics for each goals to fulfill that goal. I need to achieve the tactics. So some are repetitive. Say 50 new leads, 10 calls, 5 proposals each week, 4 workouts, track calories, so and so. Goal 3 will be draft or schedule 2 posts, engage 15 minutes. So each week will have almost same goals. Okay. Now second week, what additionally I want to do is run a outreach campaign. And I want to weigh myself and see how much kgs I am right now. Right. So that becomes additional for second week. Third week, 8th week, I want to attend a trade expo in New Delhi so that try to achieve the sales target. I do something more about my health and how to maintain that. Then connect with more people on LinkedIn. This additionally in one of the weeks I want to do. At the end of the week, I have to follow with all the prospects and close the deal so that finally I can show the closure of the edge. So this additional follow-up and closure, I'll have to focus on maybe the last 2 weeks, right? And this remains the same. So what I'm trying to say is, I will have something as a weekly activity, something only once a week, or maybe in certain weeks only, right? So I have to split those tactics accordingly and be more cautious because it takes away my strategic time. Lead indicators, as I said, for my first goal, lead indicator is basically my efforts. This is an indicator of my efforts. So number of lead added, number of calls made, number of proposals sent, follow-ups completed, number of workout in case of my health goal, calories logged, steps per day that I have achieved, water intake. Then for my LinkedIn goal, number of posts that I have drafted and scheduled, engagement time, and how many how many what is the interaction or how much the post has been read or liked. Basically, that can be my lead indicator. Scorecard. Now, scorecard is execution percentage, basically. So, how much I had planned versus what I have achieved. And why, if there is a deviation, I also try to understand where there is a. So, this is also a reflection of, reflecting on how things have gone. So this was something of a day plan that I had put in. Say I am active from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That is a 16-hour day that I have. So what will I fit into that? So 6 to 7 is my first fitness goal will come. Morning I'll work out or walk 8,000 steps. That's the target. 7 to 7:30 I have a strategic block. I plan for the day at my home itself, for the home as well as office, more from a focused perspective as to how I have to plan and what are my key things. 7:30 to 9, my personal time with the family, and I get to my office. 9:30 to 11, again strategic, no one disturbs. This entire 2.5 hours, I will be basically doing this from Monday to Friday, sales call, follow-up, proposal and outreach. In addition, these were the additional tasks I will do in these specific days, right, during this period. Why this is strategic? Because these activities take me towards my goal, right? Regular work I have as a manager, in this case, I have taken the example of being a sales manager. So I have to return to certain meetings which are internal, certain admin tasks like giving MIS, attending to emails and, responding to queries. Those I can do here. Now in buffer block, I have my lunch and I can handle my unplanned work which comes up, any requests that are coming up. Regular work again catches up between 2 to 6, right? And buffer period again 6 to 7 when some unexpected meetings or client work that I can accommodate. Now 7 to 8 again, there is some simple exercises or routine that I have for before dinner or while after dinner, so that it is part of my fitness thing. 8 to 10, it's my personal time with family, reading and unwinding, doing things which are not productive maybe per se directly, but it's more of a unwinding for me. So goal 1, I have worked nearly 1.5 hour daily. Goal 2, again 1.5 hour. Goal 3, included in this 1.5 hour of goal 1. So basically, I am focusing 3 hours daily on my strategic work, right? Okay. Now, this is the chart which is given in the book for planning, like model week that they say. So I don't think this is clear. Yeah. So if you see, there is a buffer block. There is a strategy block which they have in Tuesday. For me, this will not work because I have the work split over the week. So I have split this strategic block, right? So you see whether what works for you. Then breakout block. Breakout block is basically second and fourth week, they have said. In the book, they refer that initially, since you are getting into the system, reduce this block, and once you actually get on and the system settles, then you can have this breakout blocks built in. Buffer blocks, if you see, are scattered over the day, so that you get, there is enough buffer that you create for managing unexpected work. Then appointments, whatever your regular work is there, that is getting scheduled in this. And then there is a WAM on Monday mornings at 8, and whatever admin thing. So there is basically also, I think strategic block will have the reflection part of how the plan went on, right? So that also will be part of this. So this is given in this book, I think on page 92 of this book holds this model work week. So you can refer to that for more details. Yeah. So this is something which I wanted to brief you all on. Hope it was helpful. Yeah. Yeah. Any points?
No, it was helpful for me. I got some more clarity, like going through your PPT. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much. Just one question. So will we be able to get this access to this format from the book also? If
Yeah,
I
book.
go and
Yeah, if you see page number, I'll show you if you want. 92. I'll show you the book. It's on page 92.
okay, I'll go through it. I'll go through it.
So basically, I just copied it from here and pasted in that Word document just to show you all. Right? It's there as a format so that you can understand, and all these formats are given in the book.
Right, right. So I'll have to make my own plan, no? Then my
Yes.
activities will need to be jotted down on this, right?
Yes, yes. So this reflection will come only later in the thing. First, you will actually have to start with the vision, the goal. So you'll have to come from top to bottom. The
Yeah, yeah.
things that we read today are more of a closing, right?
Mhm.
So these are basically the initial part of the planning. Okay. So anyone has to add anything? Anything that really helped and anything which stood out?
No, for me,
So for me,
actual go is actually putting it into application. So actually making that thing, in my mind, it seems as a workable thing, but actually when I sit and do it, that is when I'll come to know how much I've been able to get that the practical essence of it, as to I'm able to apply these principles in the work format that I intend to do for myself.
Yes. So
So-
there also I will want you to take it with a don't go into too much of perfection.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That is what I want you to take up. So the whole idea of giving this brief is, when I went into implementation, I wanted it to be 100%, too much. So what happens is, too much of emotional drainage happens in terms of our expectation put forward. And even if that happens, what happens if we struggle in a very minor thing also, we get into a very self-critical mode, that I could not do it. Right. So that's why I am harping so much on all these things, which actually I have done, and people who I have also helped out with, they've also have had a similar experience. So that is the reason I talk it more with a bit more clarity on these aspects, because this is how normally I tell people, settle your court cases in mind before you actually implement, and then you take up the cases in reality. Right. If you're stuck on a point in your mind, no, it will not let you go forward
Go
to
forward, yeah.
actually implement it into life, in reality. So settle your cases in your mind and then confront those cases in reality. Because in your mind, you imagine it will be too difficult. Maybe it is not so difficult. When you apply only, you will see that immediately if there is a problem also, you will able to get other solution. You'll be able to get help, which you don't factor because you're imagining things in your mind, right? But till you don't get off from the mind, you will not be able to play fair on the real ground. That's what I want to say. So I keep on saying, settle your cases in your mind before you take up the cases or confront the reality. If that anchors this thought in people's mind, if it helps really, then please do that. Clear your mind, whatever doubts you have, clear it. All right. And if you all need any help also, let me know. Then we can schedule separate calls, or we can take it up whenever we meet up next for, these things. Yeah. Okay, then. So can we call it a day?
Yeah,
Yes. Sunita?
thank you so much,
Thank
Maniselvi.
you.
You have discussed a lot of points. I'll ponder on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So
Bye.
can we call it a day?
Yes, dear.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. So we are meeting tomorrow, right? Same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Fine. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
I
Have a
would
great day.
suggest Manish, if you do announce it in the group also, that we are like planning to do, like for the next few days, just implementation and accountability for the work to do. So
Yeah.
that if anyone else who has missed today wants to be a part of it, they can be.
Yeah.
And people are also aware that we are not reading a new book so soon. Like we've been implementing on this.
Yeah. Okay. So see you all then tomorrow. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.